शशि कुमार सर, स्वागत है आपका एग्रीटॉक पर। कैसे हैं सर आप?
आजकल खेती बाड़ी जो कुछ भी खेती बाड़ी कर रहा है पैसा नहीं कर रहा है, इसलिए
अच्छा।
कोई यंगस्टर्स नहीं आएगा. कंपनीज विल गो एंड सेल सीड्स टू हिम, कंपनीज विल गो एंड सेल मैन्यूर टू हिम, कंपनीज विल गो एंड सेल sprays to him, pesticides to him,
टूल स्ट्रक्चर्स
yeah, everything. But who is ensuring their profitability? Farming, nobody does make money, so that's the problem. We are the biggest milk producers in the world. We produce milk in a most inefficient way possible in the world. So why our cows produce 1500 kgs versus Israel 12,000 kgs? Why? Akshayakalpa's per month average revenues is 100,000 rupees average.
किसान का इनकम
किसान
जो
का
है,
income
पॉकेट में 1 लाख रुपए।
So Akshayakalpa is a 300 crore annual revenue company.
Wow.
Okay.
वाह,
You know, this 300 crore revenue came from 1,200 farmers. First 9 years, we went 6 times near to bankruptcy. Believe me, agriculture is in 50 years down the line. It's the most sought after profession will be farming and agriculture. Because end of the day, what we need somebody for us to grow food. जो कुछ भी हम कल्टीवेट कर रहे हैं उस लैंड का सैंपल लेके हम सॉइल ऑर्गेनिक कार्बन टेस्ट करेंगे. तो 0.4% है, गवर्नमेंट रिपोर्ट है. 2 months back it is out. What does it mean? It means without external chemical inputs you can't do farming. At 0.5% you also see lands are declared as deserts.
इज इट
There's
टू
an
लेट
investor.
सर? क्या बहुत लेट हो गया है टू रिचार्ज सॉइल?
Yes, I think we have lost the bus.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, और स्वागत है आप सभी का एक नए एपिसोड पर ऑन एग्रीटॉक। हमारा आज का एपिसोड है ऑन डेयरी फार्मिंग, जो कि कई बार लोग भूल जाते हैं कि ये पूरे फार्मिंग इकोसिस्टम का कितना ज़रूरी हिस्सा है। हमारे आज के एपिसोड के मेहमान हैं मिस्टर शशि कुमार सर, जो कि है फाउंडर ऑफ द कंपनी अक्षयकल्पा ऑर्गेनिक, विच इज़ चेंजिंग द वे डेयरी फार्मिंग इज़ हैपनिंग इन इंडिया। आज के डेट में केवल इनका साउथ इंडिया में 1200 से भी ज़्यादा फार्म्स हैं एंड इनके किसान का एवरेज मंथली इनकम 1 लाख रुपए से भी ज़्यादा होता है। एज अ कंज्यूमर आपने इनके ऑर्गेनिक मिल्क, ऑर्गेनिक घी, नारियल, दही और कई सारे प्रोडक्ट्स कंज्यूम किए होंगे, लेकिन आज के एपिसोड में हमने इनसे डिस्कस किया है कि ये प्रोडक्ट्स आप तक पहुंचाने के लिए क्या क्या प्रोसेस उपलब्ध हैं, क्या क्या सिस्टम्स हैं, कैसे इन्होंने एक इंटीग्रेटेड फार्मिंग का यूनिट बनाया है जो आप तक ये प्रोडक्ट्स अच्छे क्वालिटी और 100% ऑर्गेनिक फॉर्म में पहुंचा पा रहा है। कैसे ये एक ही फार्म से दूध, गोबर, सब्जियां, अंडे और बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट्स ले रहे हैं और साथ में फार्मर को एंड टू एंड सर्विसिंग भी फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट दे रहे हैं, है इनकी मॉडल की खासियत। और इसी कारण आज इनके पास एक इन्वेस्टर सपोर्ट है और उससे भी ज़्यादा एक लॉयल कस्टमर बेस है। मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप ये एपिसोड ध्यान से देखें, एज अ क्लास इसे देखें, क्योंकि आपको बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा। सीखते रहिए, आगे बढ़ते रहिए। प्रेजेंटिंग टू यू मिस्टर शशि कुमार ऑन एग्रीटॉक। शशि कुमार सर, स्वागत है आपका एग्रीटॉक पर। कैसे हैं सर आप?
Abhinav, thank you for the invitation. मैं अच्छा हूँ. Doing well. Thank you.
आपके बारे में, अक्षयकल्पा के बारे में बहुत ऑफ लेट मैं पढ़ा हूँ, सुना हूँ, एंड वी वर वन ऑफ द फ्यू गेस्ट्स जो मैं चाहता था कि पर्सनली इस शो पे आए, एंड आई एम थैंकफुल टू यू फॉर कमिंग हियर। हाउ इज लाइफ बिन ऑफ लेट? कैसे हैं आप? हाउ इज द वर्क इन बिजनेस गोइंग?
Thank you again for the invitation. Last 15 साल से हम कुछ करने के लिए ट्राई कर रहे हैं, स्पेशली फार्मिंग पे. वी वांट टू गेट यंग पीपल इनटू फार्मिंग. कुछ वर्क हो रहा है, कुछ नहीं वर्क हो रहा है. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ चैलेंजेस. वी आर ट्राइंग टू फिक्स देम, बट थैंकफुली आई थिंक इट्स हेडिंग इन द राइट डायरेक्शन. ठीक से चल रहा है, कुछ ठीक से नहीं चल रहा है, फिक्स करने के लिए ट्राई कर रहे हैं.
अभी जैसे आपने बोला कि यू आर ट्राइंग टू गेट यंग पीपल इनटू फार्मिंग, आप यंगस्टर्स को खेती में लाना चाह रहे हैं. एज ऑफ टुडे चाहे डेयरी फार्मिंग हो, चाहे वेजिटेबल फार्मिंग हो, जो यंगस्टर्स हैं उनका मात्रा बहुत कम होता है. द एवरेज एज ऑफ अ फार्मर जो करते भी हैं आउट ऑफ क्योंकि उनके पापा मम्मी कर रहे थे, कोई अप फ्रंट आके फार्मिंग नहीं करना चाहते हैं. व्हाई इज दैट?
खेती बाड़ी आजकल है ना, किसी का काम नहीं है. आप जिंदगी में कुछ नहीं कर सकते हो, तब खेती बाड़ी कर रहे हैं. ये चेंज होना चाहिए. आप मेरा यू कैन टेक मी एज एन एग्जांपल. मे बी खेती बाड़ी के फैमिली पे पैदा हुआ, मैं इंजीनियर क्यों बना? आप ऐसे सोचेंगे तो आपको मालूम होगा आजकल गाँव में जो कुछ भी पैदा हो रहा है, एजुकेट हो रहा है, सब कुछ गांव छोड़ के जा रहा है, गांव छोड़ के सिटी टाउन पे काम पे लग रहा है। ये उनका फॉल्ट नहीं है। आजकल खेती बाड़ी जो कुछ भी खेती बाड़ी कर रहा है पैसा नहीं कर रहा है, इसलिए कोई यंगस्टर्स नहीं आएगा। हम उसको फिक्स करना चाहिए। वी हैव टू फिक्स दैट फंडामेंटल प्रॉब्लम ऑफ प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी इन फार्मिंग। इसलिए कोई यंगस्टर नहीं आ रहा है। सो मैं आई स्टिल रिमेंबर व्हेन आई वाज यंगस्टर, माय फादर यूज्ड टू से मी, हे अब तुम पैदा तो हो चुके हो, तो तेरा काम वेरी सिंपल है, पढ़ना है फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री मैथमेटिक्स बायोलॉजी पे 100 आउट ऑफ 100 लेना है, डॉक्टर इंजीनियर बन जाना चाहिए। माय ओन फादर टोल्ड मी, दैट्स द रीजन आई बिकेम एन इंजीनियर। मैं इंजीनियर क्यों बना? ऐसा नहीं है कि मेरा दिमाग में बहुत ही इंजीनियरिंग नॉलेज था, ऐसा नहीं है। माय पेरेंट्स टोल्ड टू बिकम एन इंजीनियर, आई बिकेम एन इंजीनियर। From a farming family, I was moved out because my father knows that farming is nobody's business and we should not be in the farming.
सर, लेकिन आप प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं। आई नो कि जो ट्रेडिशनल किसान है, छोटे किसान है, द स्मॉल फार्मर्स, दे आर स्ट्रगलिंग टू मेक मनी, वो पैसा नहीं कमा पा रहे हैं। बट दूसरी ओर पे एग्रीकल्चर में पैसा है। जैसे आपने एक सक्सेसफुल वेंचर किया, आपके साथ जो किसान जुड़े हैं वो काफ़ी पैसा कमा रहे हैं। हम जो किसान के साथ काम करते हैं, दे आर डूइंग रियली वेल। तो लोग ये साइड को क्यों नहीं देख पा रहे? दिस इज ऑल्सो अ वेरी ब्राइट एंड अपॉर्चुनिटी इन माई ओपिनियन।
See, the opportunity exists, there's no doubt about that, but proper guidance is not there. For example, if you take a smallholder farmer, 1 एकड़ 2 एकड़ या 3 एकड़ उनकी रहती है, वो क्या करे इसमें? उनको गाइडेंस है क्या? For example, polyhouse business can be extremely profitable in a small land holding. It has got some capital investments upfront. I think government is coming and supporting those capital investments. But once we put that, what we should do inside? कौन सा क्रॉप उगाएं,
कैसे बेचना है,
कैसे बेचना है, कोई प्रॉब्लम हो तो कौन है उनके सपोर्ट करने के लिए?
करेक्ट।
सिर्फ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की बात नहीं है। हम क्या करते हैं, एक्सटेंशन सर्विसेज की बात करते हैं। उनको एक्सटेंशन सर्विसेज है या नहीं? जो कुछ भी एक्सटेंशन सर्विसेज है आजकल किसानों को मिल रहा है, वो गवर्नमेंट की तरफ मिल रहा है, वो काफ़ी नहीं है। उनको थोड़ा डीप से होना चाहिए। फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ यू टेक अस एज एन एग्जांपल,
ठीक है,
वी वर्क विथ अराउंड 1200 फार्मर्स, 200 मेंबर टीम ऑफ एक्सटेंशन सर्विसेज, डॉक्टर्स, पैरावेट्स, एक्सटेंशन ऑफिसर्स, वो सिर्फ सर्विसेज देने के लिए दे आर इन द फील्ड,
किसानों को
सपोर्ट करने के लिए। ऐसा डीप होना चाहिए, तब फार्मिंग प्रॉफिटेबल होगा।
तब किसान को भी लगेगा कि उसको सपोर्ट करने के लिए
कोई है। नहीं तो आजकल से आप देखो तो कंपनीज विल गो एंड सेल सीड्स टू हिम, कंपनीज विल गो एंड सेल मैन्यूर टू हिम, companies will go and sell sprays to him, pesticides to him,
tool structures,
everything. But who is ensuring their profitability? People who are giving those inputs, they are not ensuring. The inputs are required. I'm not denying that fact at all. But once the input is given, how do you do profitable agriculture? This is all big question mark है। कोई उनको नहीं सिखा रहा है, नहीं बता रहा है। इसलिए खेती बाड़ी क्या हो रहा है, जीवन आधार के लिए, लाइवलीहुड, इट हैज बिकम ए सिंपल लाइवलीहुड एक्टिविटी। जस्ट टू सर्वाइव पीपल डू फार्मिंग।
Correct.
In farming nobody does make money, so that's a problem.
So it is true that in farming people are not making money even today.
Yes, that is true throughout the country. That's the reason people are leaving farming.
But this is traditional farming, ना सर? मतलब जो गेहूं, बाजरा, चावल ये उगा रहे हैं, वो किसान शायद ना कमा रहे हैं। What about commercial farming?
No, even commercial farming, if you take any commercial farming, for example, you take dairy as an example now.
Perfect.
And we are the biggest milk producers in the world. India. We produce milk in the most inefficient way possible in the world.
क्यों?
For example, the way we feed animals, we are not understood. And cow productivity is very low. A crossbreed cow, as government records say, 1,500 kgs in a lactation. lactation we count as 305 days. She produces 1,500 kgs
of milk.
of milk. And the same thing in Israel, she produces 12,000 kgs. So
10 guna almost.
yeah. So you can imagine, okay, where is the gap? There's a huge gap. Productivity पे बहुत ही gap है. हम कैसे बनाते हैं हम? So for example in dairy we say my cow is milking 30 kgs. Okay, that's indeed it is not true. So she is milking 30 kgs at a peak lactation. Okay, if you take 305 days average, that is very important. We need to really understand. Okay, peak lactation reaches between 45th day to around probably 120 days.
Okay.
After giving birth to a calf, afterwards it is not peaking. Okay, and she is not conceiving on time. There are a lot of issues in feeding. So, what example I'm trying to give is the inefficient agri systems. Okay, making farming unviable. Okay, and we don't understand soil quite well. For example, how many of us grow cover crops? We don't. Okay, after growing a crop, we leave the land fallow, exposed to sunlight, and all the mineral degradation starts from there. So we need to keep the land covered. There are a lot of challenges in farming ecosystem. The extension services are required to take care of these challenges.
तो आप कह रहे हैं कि यूजुअली अभी क्या होता है ना, जैसे हमारे इंडस्ट्री में भी प्रोडक्ट कल्टिवेशन, पीपल आर विलिंग टू सेल, लाइक जैसे आपने बोला वो टूल बेच देंगे, बट उसके बाद नोबडी कीप्स अ ट्रैक कि आगे क्या हो रहा है.
Correct.
हमने एक रिपोर्ट में पढ़ रहा था दैट एज ऑफ 2 years बैक अबाउट 65% ऑफ द पॉलीहाउसेस इन इंडिया आर फेलिंग एंड नॉट मेकिंग मनी. जबकि अगर आप ठीक से करो देन इट कैन बी अ वेरी प्रॉफिटेबल वेंचर.
No, it's an amazing polyhouse. Removes lot of things which are not under farmers' control. Okay, for example, temperature can be controlled. Okay, you can control irrigation systems, operation aspects. Pest management can be better controlled in a polyhouse systems. It brings in lot of advantages.
Correct.
बहुत ही advantages आता है, लेकिन extension जो कुछ भी फार्मर को इनपुट दे रहा है कि कैसे करो ऐसे करो, वो नहीं होता.
करेक्ट.
इसलिए वो फेलियर हो रहा है.
मैं जो एक और चीज़ मुझे अच्छा लगा, विच यू आर पॉइंटिंग आउट कॉन्स्टेंटली, इज इकोसिस्टम.
Yes.
आज के डेट में बहुत सारे लोग तो ये भी नहीं जानते कि डेयरी भी एक फॉर्म ऑफ फार्मिंग है. उन लोगों को लगता है कि दूध बस गाय निकल रहा है, कुछ हो रहा है, कोई प्रोसेस का आइडिया नहीं है कि पूरा कोरिलेटेड है, राइट. एंड इंडिया, जैसे आपने बोला, इज द लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ मिल्क इन द वर्ल्ड. इंडिया इज द सेकंड लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ वेजिटेबल्स ऑल्सो इन द वर्ल्ड. आज के डेट में हमारे किसान का पर कैपिटा इनकम इज वन ऑफ द लोएस्ट,
Correct.
डिस्पाइट बीइंग द बिगेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर्स बिकॉज ऑफ द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर.
See, we don't think farming in an integrated way. हम इंटीग्रेटेड फार्मिंग नहीं सोचते हैं, अब करते भी नहीं है. डायरी और उसके लिए इकोसिस्टम क्या होता है, फीड एंड फॉडर चाहिए. ओके, चारा कहाँ से आ रहा है? आप सोचो ना, आप चारा खरीदेंगे तो वो पैसा गया. कॉन्सेंट्रेट फीड कंपनी के लिए जाएंगे, आप कॉन्सेंट्रेट फीड लाएंगे, पैसा गया. आप खुद फार्मर खुद वो कर सकते हैं या नहीं? ये हो सकता है. उनके लिए सपोर्ट चाहिए. फार्मर के सपोर्ट देंगे तो चारा खुद उगाएगा, कॉन्सेंट्रेट फीड खुद बनाएगा, और TMR टोटल मिक्स्ड रेशन खुद बना के गाय को खिलाएगा. तब पैसा बनेगा. अब क्या हो रहा है, बहुत ही एक्सटर्नल डिपेंडेंसी हो चुका है. You buy lot of things from outside. It is not viable. So that's what is making farming unviable. Fundamentally we don't feed the cow what cow needs. So what is the fundamental farming system in India is agriculture के जो कुछ भी वेस्ट होता है, उसको थोड़ा फीड करो, कॉन्सेंट्रेट फीड कंपनी से खरीदो, फीड कर लो, कुछ दूध आएगा उसको बेच लो. सो ऐसे हो रहा है. सो ये प्रॉफिटेबल नहीं होगा. गायों के लिए चारा चाहिए, साइलेज चाहिए,
खुद से आपके पास वो सारी चीज़
होना चाहिए, नहीं तो डेयरी प्रॉफिटेबल नहीं होगा.
तो आपके पास ये सारी चीज़ें खुद के?
हाँ. सो हम जो कुछ भी कर रहे हैं 15 साल से, around 1,200 farmers, we have created this entire infrastructure end to end in each and every farm. साइलेज बनाना मैंडेटरी है. खुद को चारा बनाना मैंडेटरी है, बाहर से नहीं ला सकते हो आप.
अच्छा.
आपको 5 गाय होगी या 6 होगी, 10 होगी, 15 होगी, फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. आपको खुद सब कुछ बनाना है, तब भी आप पैसा बनाओगे. देन ये डेयरी जो कुछ भी होता है, आपकी जो कुछ भी खेती बाड़ी हो रही है, उसके लिए इंटीग्रेट होना चाहिए. वो अलग से नहीं होगा. डेयरी एज ए प्रोफेशन नहीं चलेगी. खेती बाड़ी एज ए प्रोफेशन चलेगी, डेयरी उसका अंग होगा. ऐसे आपको शेप करना है. ऐसे आपको डिज़ाइन करना है, हम ऐसे कर लास्ट 15 years we have done that design where farming is closely integrated with dairy ecosystem. डायरी से क्या हो रहा है, दो चीज़ हो रहे हैं. पहले चीज़ क्या कुछ जो हो रहा है वो रेगुलर कैश फ्लो दे रहा है फार्मर के लिए, और उसे जो कुछ भी डंग आता है उससे
गोल्ड है, फार्मर्स गोल्ड,
इसे गोल्ड है. ओके, इसको लेके हमने मेन्योर बनाना सिखाया है, बहुत ही बिग स्केल मेन्योर मेकिंग. कैसे बना सकते हो? ओके, इसके लिए एग्रीकल्चरल स्ट्रॉ चाहिए, मल्च चाहिए और काउडंग भी चाहिए. इससे और ये क्या हुआ, ओके, फार्मिंग इकोसिस्टम में लिए डंग बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है. यू हैव टू कट एक्सटर्नल इनपुट्स. आपको पैसा बचाना तो बाहर से आप जो कुछ भी ले रहा है कट होना चाहिए.
करेक्ट.
ओके, इससे इन दैट प्रोसेस वी नीड टू मेक मैन्योर एट ए स्केल so that farm can be become profitable.
So वो मैन्योर का आप कहाँ यूज कर रहे हैं सर?
So we are trying to go wherever we are growing fodder we are using. Okay, wherever farmer is growing fruits and vegetables we are using. Greens and vegetables we are using.
ठीक है.
Okay, wherever we are growing millets we are using. Okay, wherever we are growing paddy we are using. So the entire ecosystem dairy has been integrated.
How is the yield with
See,
with for fruits and vegetables?
See, it's not much different from a conventional system.
Is it?
But yes, okay, well, a lot of people have a lot of theories on organic systems. So if you properly do it, okay, the yield is as good as a conventional system. But you need to take care of the soil continuously. Soil management becomes very, very important. Soil organic carbon becomes important. That's the reason manure making becomes fundamental to that. Keep giving, okay, that is an input to the crop.
सॉइल, जहाँ तक मैं पढ़ा हूँ रिसेंटली, मैं एक और गेस्ट से बात कर रहा था, अभिनव कुमार जी, जो आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग में काम करते हैं इन पर्माकल्चर ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स. वो बता रहे थे मुझे कि सॉइल का जो ऑर्गेनिक कंटेंट टुडे है इट्स गॉन, मतलब है ही नहीं सॉइल में कुछ बाकी. एंड हमें वर्क करना है कि हम इसे प्रिजर्व कर सकें, अदरवाइज 20-25 साल बाद लेटर वी वोंट हैव एनीथिंग लेफ्ट.
या यू विल बी शॉक्ड टू नो, लेटेस्ट गवर्नमेंट रिपोर्ट है, इस बता रहा है ये the soil SOC, what you call it, the soil organic carbon, it is 0.4% in Indian arable lands.
Wow.
जो कुछ भी हम कल्टिवेट कर रहे हैं उस लैंड का सैंपल लेके हम सॉइल ऑर्गेनिक कार्बन टेस्ट करेंगे, तो 0.4% है. गवर्नमेंट रिपोर्ट है, 2 months back it is out. What does it mean? It means without external chemical inputs you can't do farming.
Exactly.
At 0.5% SOC, lands are declared as deserts. Okay, so that's a challenge. That's the fundamental challenge of farming. So we being a tropical, subtropical kind of nature, the soil organic carbon degrades very fast. Okay. For example, जो कुछ भी हम input what we give to farms, dung, manure, that actually degrades very fast because of sun, tropical, subtropical nature. 365 days a year, actually, we can grow crops. Sun is beating down. We need to really make these manures at a faster pace and protect the soils. We need to put a cover crop. Cover crop होना चाहिए.
Cover crop क्या होता है?
अब जब भी आप we are not growing any crop, you need to have a cover crop where the cover crop can harvest nitrogen in the air. All of the nitrogen is in the air. Fix it. For example,
Nitrogen
alfalfa is a
fixation.
good cover crop.
Which one, sir?
Alfalfa, is a very good cover crop. And it can be any cover crop. For example, horse gram can be a very good cover crop. Field beans can be a very good cover crop. Moong is a very good cover crop. All of it, can be very good cover crop at any point of time. They might not give yield, but they keep the soil covered. And they continue to harvest nitrogen, which is there in the air, and continue to fix nitrogen into soil. That's the fundamental, of a cover crop. And it keeps adding into the soil organic carbon. So, ये होना चाहिए. For example, if you take in winter seasons or spring and early winter seasons, lot of confusions in and around Delhi on let me say crop residue burning. So what is a crop residue? You think through it's a carbon.
Carbon. If you put it back into the soil.
Soil, actually, that's what is required. Solution for that one is putting that one back to soil, not burning it. So it's a very fundamental solution. I think we need to start thinking very, very differently. So cover crop in the sense, so you just keep the land covered in whatever may. If you have a dry mulch, keep it covered. Okay, and if you're not growing crop, keep it covered. So these are some of the changes we need to make.
So I want to आपसे बात करना about organic farming. जो आप कर रहे हैं is 100% organic. I'm shifting a bit to the fruits and vegetable side. Like आज के डेट में जो हम किसान से बात करते हैं, everyone has this mindset that organic farming is not profitable. Are you able to make money through organic vegetables as such specifically?
So you ask a question, okay? As a farmer, you should ask this question, okay? Let us assume, okay, you have a family of 5 people.
Okay.
Okay, where are your vegetables and greens coming from? Okay, if you are going outside, okay, and growing or getting the vegetables बाहर से आप जा रहे हैं, आप खा रहे हैं, खुद नहीं उगा रहे हैं. Let's start there.
किसान खुद आप बोल
Okay, किसान को पहले किसान को बात कर रहा हूँ मैं. I'll come into organic. So whatever is you required for your family, can you grow yourself? The fundamental question starts there. जो कुछ भी ज़्यादा उगाता है उसको भेजो. So you have to change the mindset of farming. Okay, the farming में क्या हो रहा है, मार्केट के लिए क्या चाहिए, मैं उगाता हूँ. Okay, in that one interventions are drastic. हम क्या करते हैं? Okay, for example, okay, मार्केट के लिए कैबेज बहुत ही रिक्वायरमेंट है. What are we doing? We are trying to do continuously spray them, protect them, increase the yield and give it to okay market. Can you think little bit differently? Okay, before answering that organic question, हमको फार्मिंग वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड फंडामेंटल्स ऑफ फार्मिंग. ओके,
ठीक है.
अब ऐसे सोचो ये फार्मिंग के एक काइट होता है. काइट, ओके, यू हैव टू टाई दिस वन एंड फ्लाई इट. इट हैज टू बी बैलेंस्ड. इट्स अ 4 quadrant सिस्टम. इट हैज टू बी बैलेंस्ड. क्या क्या होना चाहिए फार्मिंग पे? व्हेन यू डू फार्मिंग, इकोनॉमिक्स आर मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, दैट इज one corner of a kite. Economics. What is the other quadrant? Is diversity. क्या क्या आप उगा रहे हैं?
कभी भी एक क्रॉप पे नहीं.
एक क्रॉप नहीं. क्या क्या है? सिर्फ गेहूं नहीं.
नो मोनोकल्चर.
नो मोनोकल्चर. क्या क्या उगा रहा है? 10 वेराइटीज आप उगा रहे हैं. ये डाइवर्सिटी है. थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट इज इकोलॉजी. इकोलॉजी यानी कि सॉइल, माइक्रोब्स, एनिमल्स, ह्यूमंस, ओके, ट्रीज, हर्ब्स, श्रब्स, कवर क्रॉप्स, जो कुछ भी ओके ये इकोसिस्टम पे वो इकोलॉजी होता है. और ये सब को निभाने के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी चाहिए. ओके, हाँ. मॉडर्न फार्मिंग आप कैसे करते हैं? नॉन ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग आप कैसे करते हो? आप टेक्नोलॉजी, एक्सटर्नल इनपुट्स बहुत ही दे रहे हैं. वंडरफुल सीड्स, मोस्ट ओके, GMO सीड्स, ओके, ग्रोइंग सीड्स, ट्रैक्टर्स, केमिकल्स, फर्टिलाइजर्स, एवरीथिंग आप दे रहे हो फार्मिंग के लिए. वी वांट टू टेक लॉट ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स आउट. ओके, व्हाट क्या हो रहा है? काइट इज स्ट्रेचिंग. आप डाइवर्सिटी पे फोकस नहीं कर रहे हो, इकोलॉजी पे नहीं फोकस कर रहे हो. व्हाट यू आर फोकसिंग, यू आर गिविंग एक्सटर्नल इनपुट्स, मोस्ट पॉसिबल एक्सटर्नल इनपुट्स, एंड यू आर ट्राइंग टू टेक मोस्ट पॉसिबल इकोनॉमिक आउटपुट. इस पे क्या हो रहा है? डाइवर्सिटी यू हैव फॉरगॉटन, इकोलॉजी यू फॉरगॉटन. सो व्हाट हैपेंस? इट्स एक्सट्रीमली इनपुट ड्रिवन फार्मिंग टुडे व्हाट यू आर डूइंग.
करेक्ट.
Okay, you have to just break that. What you need to break that? Economics is important, but economics won't come from inputs. Economics will come from diversity and ecology. Farmers should focus on ecology and diversity. Economics automatically come.
Explain me how, sir. Like, जैसे अभी here it's simple. More input, more output, more market price. But how if I focus on ecology? अगर मैं ecology पे ध्यान दूँ, तो मेरा कैसे वो benefit होगा?
Okay, a simple example. If you take Akshayakalpa farm as an example.
Right.
Okay, what we do in Akshayakalpa farm. Okay, a lot of people know us as a dairy company. In fact, it is not true. We are a farming company. We go and work with farmers to set up farms. Okay, in that farms में क्या होता है मैं बताता हूँ. First, what we do is, okay, whatever farmer is doing, we don't disturb. First, what we do is as a dairy also, 1 or 2 or 3 cows. Okay, what are we saying is, dairy is giving you some output. Okay, that is market facing. You continue to do that. That is milk. Okay, dairy is also giving you a dung. What you should do is use this dung and let us learn how to make manure. That's the first step.
किसान को आप वो सिखाते
नहीं बताओ. That's the first step. There's no money required. Only thing is management practice is required. You need to work with farmers, teach them how to make manure at a scale. First step in ecology building. Okay, once you do that, okay, Then you start feeding that manure to whatever crops he is growing. Don't disturb anything. Whatever, for example, ये गेहूं उगा रहा है, okay, whatever he is doing, you start giving that inputs, okay, into that farm. He sees a change. The change is inputs are getting reduced. जो कुछ मैं बाहर से मैं ला रहा था अभी कम हो रहा है. Okay, the first, this one in the ecology is that how to reduce the inputs. So using dung, we are reduce the inputs. And using dung, we are building a soil as an ecology. Okay, using dung, now what we are doing is, हाँ, अब गेहूं उगा रहे हैं, ऐसे करते हैं, थोड़ा greens and vegetables plot भी करते हैं.
ठीक है.
Okay, we start the second one. You continue to do gehu, no problem. You take, let me say, 10 cents of land. Okay, 1/10 of an acre. You just take, okay, and let's start growing greens and vegetables. Start selling to neighborhood. We will help them to sell to neighborhood. Okay, once that starts, now the diversity starts. You got two outputs. Gehu bhi cha rahe ho, doodh bhi okay, you are selling, and you're also selling little bit of a greens and vegetables. Okay, so like this, we are building diversity. For example, all our farms, backyard poultry is mandatory. You know why? Because when you are making manure, we found that the manure is lacking nitrogen. हमने क्या किया? Backyard poultry integration किया.
अच्छा.
For chicken poop.
Okay. वो भी आपने join किया.
Okay, that also we do. Okay, you open our app and see we sell eggs, country eggs we sell, coming from the same farms. But we introduce them to chicken poop. Now, these farmers are producing 10 eggs, 15 eggs per day. Okay, now that we are giving in market access, while the chicken poop is solving the nitrogen issue, diversity. Okay.
So, but ये जो किसान हैं, ये इसलिए ये सब कर पा रहे हैं क्योंकि उनके पास आपका सपोर्ट है.
Correct. इसलिए मैं बता रहा हूँ, extension services is critical. वो सर्विस देंगे तो in farm what has happened now? There is a milk, there is a gehu, okay, there is a backyard poultry, there is a little bit of greens and vegetables. Then we went to farmers and told, hey, you know what? All these things is very important, but we want to make some changes in soil. Okay, now we made trenching and bunding, we made it mandatory.
हर फार्म पे.
हर फार्म पे जो कुछ भी हमने ट्रेंच किया उसमें बनाना लगा दी. Banana became an additional income stream while the topsoil is protected, rainwater harvesting happened, everything happened. So rainwater harvesting is an ecological aspect. Banana is a market-facing aspect. So you added one more. Okay, this is exactly how, if you take a farmer with 3 to 5 acres of land, this is exactly how we shaped over a period of 5 to 7 years. हम ऐसे कर रहे हैं. अभी now we got a fifth output banana coming from that, while you did a trenching and bunding to take care of the ecology. Then we went, farmers के कहा, hey, you know, now you got a good tree ecosystem है आपके पास. ऐसे करने के लिए, pollination करने के लिए थोड़ा honey bee box लगाएंगे. Farmer says, no. What is there in for me? We tell, okay, forget about that. Forget about pollination. Honey bee gives you honey. Whole purpose of us is to increase the pollinators. Pollinator is an ecological aspect of farming.
Correct.
Farmers don't understand, but farmer understands economic aspect of it. While you are introducing an honeybee, okay, to take care of ecology, okay, now you are getting an economic output as a honey. You need to really make farmers realize that. You go our app today and you get honey. It's coming from the same farms. Okay, so this is a sixth output. So like this, okay, we started adding lot of ecological dimensions and they're resulting in economic dimension. And our farms are most technologically advanced in terms of what's happening. We measure what's happening in the soil पे क्या हो रहा है, हम measure कर रहे हैं.
Systems भी होंगे.
Systems, okay. और दूध पे क्या हो रहा है, गाय कैसा परफॉर्म कर रहा है. Okay.
वो भी measure होता है.
वो भी measure है. 14,000 animals we have tagged and tracking as an herd management system.
Wow.
Okay, it's the biggest tagging and tracking project in a private setup, okay, in India. Okay, so it's the biggest. Okay, that's the reason, okay, our farmers are extremely profitable. हमने जो कुछ भी फोकस किया ecology पे और diversity पे, economics automatically आया. टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करके हम उसको मेजर किया, क्या हो रहा है, कैसे करना है. Okay, our farmers are most technologically advanced. For example, उनके पास, okay, good living standards, good car is there, They use mobile phones.
अच्छा
They
ऐसा है.
send, yeah, they send their kids to best of the schools.
What is the average income आपके किसान का?
Akshayakalpa's per month average revenues is 100,000 rupees average.
किसान का इनकम
किसान
जो
का
है
income
पॉकेट में 1 लाख रुपए.
Over, but it has taken 15 years for us. We work with a small group of farmers. Okay, but each farmer is in one village. You have to remember, these 1,200 farmers in 1,200 villages पे हैं.
अच्छा.
Okay,
एक फार्मर में एक ही विलेज.
एक ही विलेज पे वो
एक village में एक ही farmer.
क्योंकि वो आप okay, let me give why. Okay, for example, take मैं इंजीनियर क्यों बना? मैं I'm son of a farmer. इंजीनियर क्यों बना? क्योंकि मेरा dad, my father saw somebody in Bangalore doing a lot of money in engineering. So therefore, he wanted me to be an engineer.
Correct,
What we are trying to do in a conceptually in Akshayakalpa is, हर एक गांव के लिए एक ही फार्मर काफी है. एंटायर गांव को मेक हिम ए रोल मॉडल फॉर दैट.
कहते हैं ना सर, कोई भी मतलब खरीदने पे जाते हैं, मंकी सी मंकी डू, एक कॉमन कहेंगे. फार्मिंग में भी ऑलवेज से कि जब तक आप देखोगे नहीं तब तक आपको वो बिलीफ नहीं आएगा. सो आपने वही मॉडल पकड़ के हर विलेज में एक एक फार्मर को पकड़ा.
Now what has happened, lot of people in that village, they have started copying what this farmer is doing. It doesn't matter where they sell, but at least they are copying best practices. You have to ask me why we are doing this.
Yeah, why आपने, I want to understand, आपने जो फार्मर प्रोफाइल चुना है वो विलेज में है, that's in the village, not like a commercial person who wants to get into farming. और आप भी personally, even till date today, you're staying in Tiptur, आपका base in a relatively remote area, if I'm right.
Yes.
तो आपका, आई वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड वो चीज़ सिलेक्शन क्यों था कि वो टाइप ऑफ फार्मों को हेल्प करेंगे, आप रिमोट एरिया में रहेंगे.
See, farming is actually intrinsically we are connected to soil. We have to select a person who actually is connected to soil. Okay, if you select anybody else, for example, a lot of people do come from cities, they want to do farming and they want to employ labor and they want to do it. We say no. ये नहीं काम करेगा.
क्यों?
क्योंकि जो कुछ भी आप कर रहे हो, लेट मी से आप कुछ प्रोफेशन पे हो, ओके, कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग होना चाहिए. यू हैव टू लर्न थिंग्स. ओके, आप लेबर पे डिपेंडेंट हो तो हाउ मेनी लेबर्स वी कैन टीच? You need to be there in situ, learning about farming as a business. Understand every aspect of soil management, every aspect of your crop. You need to be driving force. You can't sit in Bangalore and employ some laborers and get it done. It's highly impractical.
आपका, I want to take your thoughts that you have said this. आजकल बहुत सारे कंपनीज आ रहे हैं who are saying कि आपका फार्म में मैनेज करूंगा, प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग करेंगे, बहुत सारे के पास लैंड है. What are your thoughts on this model?
No, it's going to be a failure model.
क्यों?
See, you understand, no? A corporate farming will never be successful. We don't know how to farm. Farmer knows how to farm. Please understand. हमको मालूम होना चाहिए. Farmer knows how to farming, but farmer needs support. What can we do as a corporate is support him. But we can't do farming. Impossible. You give me one example of a corporate farming in India which has been successful. None.
कॉर्पोरेट फार्मिंग एज इन मैं किसी और का लैंड लेके मैनेज करके उनको नहीं होता है.
नहीं होता है. If at all, if they are doing, it's a full-fledged Ponzi scheme. Okay, we cannot farm as a corporates.
You can offer support, extension.
Yes, extension. You have to support farmers. Then farmer will become successful. So it's the same thing with any intervention in farming. The farmer is very close to soil. For example, in a corporate farming setup, after 6 o'clock it rains. Farmer runs and takes care of what is required. In the middle of a night, cow gives birth to a calf. He goes and takes care. In a corporate farming setup, how do you ensure those systems? Very difficult. Even in Western systems, if you take a Western model of farming, farmer is extremely connected with soil. If you take US, I've seen a lot of farms.
Is it?
Yeah, they've been farming from 10 generations. Okay, and these are the real farmers. Okay, and those are the people who are doing farming. And it is not, okay, the way the picture, what it is presented in India, okay, Western side of farming, no. If you take US, take Midwest, 10th, 15th generation of farmers which are there, who are doing farming, गेहूं उगा रहे हैं.
गेहूं भी वहाँ अच्छे से होता है.
बहुत अच्छा होता है.
यूएस में गेहूं में पैसा कमाते हैं.
Yeah, they one of the biggest crops is that, no, We used to import gehu, no?
कौन भी
Yeah, corn bhi, gehu bhi. 50s, we used to import gehu from America, isn't it? So, farmer is required to take care of that. If he needs an help, he can take, okay, labor as an help, but he has to be there.
अंडरस्टूड. सो मैं एक क्वेश्चन आपसे पूछूंगा जो काफ़ी गेस्ट से एक कॉमन क्वेश्चन होता है. मानो मैं एक यंगस्टर हूँ जो ये पॉडकास्ट देख रहा हूँ, आपके मिशन से जुड़ना चाहता हूँ. मेरे पास 5 एकड़ लैंड है, तो आप क्या एडवाइस करेंगे कि वो 5 एकड़ लैंड में मैं इंटीग्रेटेड फार्मिंग कैसे करूँ? मुझे पैसा कमाना है, आई वांट टू बी प्रॉफिटेबल. मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं एक बेंचमार्क बनूँ अपने फ्रेंड्स के लिए. सो व्हाट डू यू एडवाइस विद दैट 5 एकर्स ऑफ लैंड?
See, this is a very difficult question. Okay, we can't misguide youngsters.
That's
Okay. And क्या हो रहा है जो कुछ भी देश में हो चुका है, हम we keep telling lot of lies, okay, to youngsters and farmers. Okay, खेती बाड़ी बहुत ही beautiful है. Okay, farming is beautiful. Village life is beautiful. We keep telling it is not true.
Okay.
Village life is very difficult. Okay, you can make it beautiful, okay, if you have good money in hand. That's the reality today, we like it or not. So to a youngster coming and saying, I've got a 5 acres of land, what should I do?
क्या करना चाहिए?
क्या करना चाहिए? The answer is very difficult. I can't sit here and advise him. That's the reason extension services are required. We need to really go to a farmer's field. And is farmer willing to work in that soil? First question you ask, no?
अगर वो बोल जाए नहीं, मैं चाहता हूँ मेरा कोई और मैनेज करे, केस क्लोज.
No, case closed. We can forget it. Let us assume he is willing to work. Then analyze, okay, what is the ecosystem? What is the crops we can grow here? What is the biggest farming problem in the country today? हम जो कुछ भी पंजाब में करते हैं, साउथ में भी करना चाहते हैं. जो कुछ भी साउथ पे कर रहे हैं, पंजाब में करना चाहते हैं. ये नहीं होगा. फार्मिंग बहुत ही लोकलाइज्ड है.
आप क्लाइमेट को फाइट नहीं कर सकते.
नहीं करते. फार्मिंग इज वेरी लोकलाइज्ड. ओके, जो भी यंगस्टर करना चाहते हैं उसके साथ जाके यू हैव टू चेक व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, ओके, इन हिज फार्म, व्हाट नेबर्स आर ग्रोइंग, व्हाट कैन बी इंटीग्रेटेड, हाउ टू गिव ए मार्केट एक्सेस, डज अ मार्केट एक्सेस एग्जिस्ट फॉर हिम, इज इट प्रॉफिटेबल. वो सब हमको, ओके, we have to look into these aspects, okay, before actually advising him. Any remote advice is wrong. The farming now today in India is failed because of remote advice. हाँ, मैंने dairy किया, आप भी किया, okay, but how is it suitable there? Can you grow the crop, okay, for dairy? What is required? Do you have an adequate land to set up a dairy? So all those things we need to think through. Most of the people who have set up dairy today, they don't have equivalent land. For example, some of the biggest dairy farms in today, okay, in Mancha there's one big dairy farm, 3,500 cows under one roof, okay.
Okay.
You ask them, no, where do they get fodder from?
They don't know.
They don't know. They buy from somewhere randomly. Okay, it's not going to work. You need to be, हमको वो यंगस्टर को या किसी को जो कुछ भी करना चाहता है एग्रीकल्चर पे, रिसोर्स लिमिटेशन को हमको मालूम होना चाहिए. How much land I have? Do I got a good water? Okay, or is it only dry land farming? Dry land farming can be profitable. Believe me, what all the theories which are floating around water is required, it is not true.
कैसे? How?
Say for example, you need to do a good watersheds. The watersheds are how do you harvest rainwater and make farming. There are beautiful models of watershed in the country. It's difficult to replicate, but it is doable. But as a community, we need to get together. For example, let me say where we are sitting, Hosur Belt right now. It's a fairly dry area. It's not a very good water-rich area, okay? Now we need to really think, 20 villages can we come together and form a watershed? Every 3 acres, there is one farm pond. Okay, this one. Can we connect all these farm ponds together and harvest every bit of rainwater? Okay, and seep that one into, and integrate a lot of trees into the ecosystem. In 20 years, 25 years, you will see the result. But that requires that much amount of patience. So therefore, who will invest, okay, that much? Farmer is looking at a near-term, okay, solution. But while you solve a near-term problem, you need to think long-term. That's exactly what Akshayakalpa have done. Near-term, what is the biggest problem? Solve the cash flows.
Cash flow. पैसा कमाना है.
पैसा कमाना.
सबको कमाना है.
पहले वो सॉल्व करो ना. आपके पास डायरी है, उससे कैश फ्लो सॉल्व करो. use the dung and start creating this long term assets. आपको ऐसे सोचना चाहिए. वो यंगस्टर्स जो कुछ भी करना चाहते हो ऐसा सोचना चाहिए.
तो लेकिन यंगस्टर्स जो हम डिस्कस पहले भी कर रहे थे वाइल हैविंग कॉफ़ी कि यंगस्टर्स बहुत कम हैं एग्रीकल्चर में, डेयरी में. अभी शायद ये पॉडकास्ट सुन के आपने एकदम करेक्ट एडवाइस दिया है, बट उनको क्या एक्साइट करेगा टू गेट इनटू एग्रीकल्चर? लाइक क्यों आएंगे वो? व्हाई शुड दे कम?
See, believe me, agriculture is in 50 years down the line, it's the most sought after profession will be farming and agriculture. Because end of the day, what we need somebody for us to grow food. Okay, that will be the most sought after commodity. It is already is happening.
Farming celebrities.
Yes. And the question as a youngster we need to learn is how to do it profitably.
Correct. Profit is
Yeah, how to create that ecosystem around him. It supports him. Market to inputs to technical insights into pest management, everything. How do we create that ecosystem is the key. So either private players can go and create that ecosystem, and they will create that ecosystem because their business interests are in mind.
Correct.
Take Akshayakalpa as an example. Why? Okay, this is thriving. This is thriving because Akshayakalpa is profitable. Okay. And one statistics I'll give you. So Akshayakalpa is a 300 crore annual revenue company.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
You know, this 300 crore revenue came from 1,200 farmers. Can you believe this? We don't work with more than them. All the revenues came from these 1,200 farmers. If you want to do a very similar intervention in a conventional manner, you need 100,000 farmers. That is the efficiency we have brought into farmers' lives.
But it takes time.
It takes time. 15 years it has taken. We need to really put structures like ऐसा हमको सोचना चाहिए.
Correct.
Okay. ऐसा नहीं सोचेंगे तो short term use ये will destroy.
सर मैं अक्षयकल्पा के बारे में बहुत सारे मेरे क्वेश्चन मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ, बट थोड़ा बैक ट्रैक करते हैं आपकी कहानी पर. आपने एक इंजीनियरिंग बैकग्राउंड किया है अपना, बाहर जाके पढ़े, यू सॉ वर्ल्ड आउटसाइड इंडिया, राइट? व्हाट पुल्ड यू बैक टुवर्ड्स एग्रीकल्चर? जैसे क्योंकि जो भी मेरे गेस्ट मेजॉरिटी यही होते हैं, जैसे पिछले एपिसोड में भी बात कर रहा था, उनके भी पेरेंट्स आए थे वो इंजीनियर बने, बट समहाउ ही गॉट पुल्ड बैक. तो मैं ये देख रहा हूँ कि जो लोग हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ करके एग्रीकल्चर की तरफ वापस आ ही जाते हैं. व्हाट वाज योर जर्नी?
There is no one reason as such. Okay, ऐसा नहीं कि drastic decision हो गया. Okay, we decided to come back. ऐसा नहीं है. So I've been in technology industry for close to 17 to 20 years.
Okay,
we had a very good friend ecosystem. We used to always sit and think. Okay, what is happening?
क्या कर सकते हैं?
क्या कर सकते हैं? What is happening in farming today? Can we change it? Okay, can we go and do something? Okay, we all had this government. Okay, right? Technology people have government. They think they know everything. Okay, we also used to think like that.
सब जानता
हूँ. हम सब कुछ we know everything. Why can't we change it? So that government finally needs to be tested. That's Akshayakalpa is one such intervention.
Wow.
Okay, 27 people from Wipro Akshayakalpa is a crowd-funded initiative. 27 people from Wipro funded Akshayakalpa in 2010.
They all quit the jobs also?
And of that, 9 of us quit the jobs and we started 2 companies. One is Labs Technologies, another is Akshayakalpa. Okay.
Wow.
One is a pure technology company. We wanted to go a little bit deeper on the farming side, measure what's happening. Other thing is do farming, work with farmers and do farming. हमारा घमंड ऐसा था कि we can change farming. But when we went deeper and deeper into farming, we started realizing this is a too big a problem. Problem ही बहुत ही बड़ा है.
बहुत बड़ा.
ये लाइफ टाइम में नहीं होने वाला है.
Unorganized है बहुत.
Unorganized है. लाइफ टाइम में नहीं होने वाला है. Then we decided break it down to small problems. Solve the cash flows. Continue to soil manage. Okay. Can you solve these 2 problems? This is the fundamental of Akshayakalpa. So the change, what you are saying, what made the change was that government think we can do a lot of things.
I think वो इंजीनियर को लगता है कि वो सब कर सकता है.
सब करता है. But when you go on deeper and deeper, we realized too big a problem. Then we started breaking that one into solve the cash flows, manage the soil. That's what we are doing right now in Akshayakalpa. Last 15 years, only 2 problems we are solving.
Cash flow and soil.
Cash flow and soil.
Ecology,
soil.
economics.
That's it. That's what we are linked ecology to economics. And extensive diversification of the farm to make more economics come. So this is the fundamental thesis behind why we started Akshayakalpa.
Interesting. So whenever it comes to ecology और natural farming ये सब बारे में बात जब होता है, मैं आपको पहले ही बोला, मेरे वीडियो पे बहुत सारे लोग कमेंट करते हैं भाई ये नेचुरल फार्मिंग सब सेल्फ सस्टेनेंस के लिए है, इससे पैसा नहीं बनता है. व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स? लाइक आपने बताया, बट फॉर अ न्यू फार्मर he can individually can he make money through natural farming, through organic farming without extension support?
Difficult.
Difficult.
Yeah. So that's the fact. We need to build support systems for him. That support system, something needs to be subsidized also. For example, all the services we give in Akshayakalpa today to our farmers, first 3 years of journey, it is fully subsidized. We don't charge even a 1 rupee for those services.
Okay.
Veterinary, para-veterinary, extension, soil management, all the services what we are giving, it is free of cost. First 3 years, it does need some amount of subsidization. Okay. Then we need to build his confidence. हाँ, ये intervention पे पैसा बन रहा है. Then he will listen to you.
सर जब आप कहते हैं जो एक्सटेंशन सपोर्ट दे रहे हैं वो लिटरली फार्मर के फार्म पे होता है?
फार्म पे होता है.
कैसे उसका ऑपरेशन कैसे मैनेज होता है?
For example, right now 1,200 people, morning 6 o'clock bike पे they'll just get into bike and morning 6 o'clock they leave, start going to the farmer's field. One extension officer is managing close to 5 farms, that's it.
Wow.
Okay, so that's the deep level we have gone. Okay, starting from the planning of the farm, okay, to cropping, what are the crop, okay, we go on morning, do a crop walk with field walk with the farmer, figure out what's the issues, okay, get a solution then and there, okay, manage that entire ecosystem is very important.
फार्मर को भी लगता है कि मेरे पास कोई सपोर्ट
है. Okay, first 3 years is very critical. Okay, there we want to show him, demonstrate these interventions. आपको पैसा नहीं लगाना है. These interventions आपको पैसा बढ़ रहा है. Then the confidence builds. So this is the fundamental step of a organic or a natural farming. How a conventional farming system, जो कुछ भी आप खेती बाड़ी आप कर रहे हैं, उसको natural और organic आप करना चाहते हो, ये fundamental step है. Management practices change होना चाहिए. कैसे change करे? इसको destroy करके नहीं change कर सकते हो, क्योंकि इसका livelihood का it's a question of his livelihood. You can't say stop it. No. You have to show him how to do it. I told you, first is
हाथ पकड़ के
पहले manure बनाना सीखते हैं. Okay, this month we will make 20 tons of manure out of the cow dung what you have. That's a target. Now use the 20 tons of manure and give it as a crop input. And we say, अभी आप manure दे रहे हैं, जो कुछ भी बाहर से ला रहे हैं, आप इसे कट कर दो. इसे दे रहे हो. Then the confidence builds. Then output comes. Then he is ready for next intervention. So this is exactly how, okay, this ecosystem build होना चाहिए. So without extension, you will fail.
तो मैं समझ रहा हूँ कि आपने पूरा इकोसिस्टम क्रिएट किया है. मैंने ये भी आपने बोला कि किसान 1 लाख रुपए पर महीना भी कमा रहा है, राइट? एंड आपके अभी मल्टीपल प्रोडक्ट्स हैं. आई वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड, ऑफरिंग सो मच सपोर्ट, ऑफरिंग सच गुड लेवल ऑफ इनकम टू द फार्मर, इज इट डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू एज अ कंपनी टू मेक प्रॉफिट?
Yes, it's a challenge. So if you want to build a companies like Akshayakalpa, तरफ the companies build करने different mindset चाहिए.
It's almost like it sounds too good to be true.
Yes, mindset थोड़ा different होना चाहिए. आपको investor ecosystem, you need a different investors, okay, to look at this one differently. Fortunately, okay, पहले हम जो seed funding हुआ, 27 people from Wipro, they are all my friends, okay. They had no exit pressures, it's उन खुद का पैसा था. First 9 years, we couldn't raise any money from anywhere.
Investors पैसा नहीं डाले?
नहीं डाले, because they didn't understand what we are trying to do. Why are you doing a soil management? अरे यार दूध भेजो. Okay, dairy, okay, why are you want to do soil management? That's the whole purpose, no? It took 9 years for us to convince the first investor, saying that, hey, this you can make money out of.
Correct.
Okay, then that's when low capital came and invested 40 crores in Akshayakalpa. Okay, first 9 years we couldn't mobilize even 1 rupee from anybody other than these 27 people. First 9 years we went 6 times near to bankruptcy.
That's the first thing I wondered. It'll be very difficult for you initially.
Extremely difficult. Okay, this month, this महीने के लिए 5 लाख चाहिए. Okay, to pay salaries. Okay, go to one of our friends and say, अरे यार थोड़ा दे दो. Okay, this is exactly how I think they've been
6 times आप कह रहे हैं.
Yeah, 6 times we went close to that.
How do you deal with that as an
Yeah, it's
entrepreneur?
very, very difficult. So the surviving companies like this, it's very difficult. But we need to find a formula. So I believe we have found a formula wherein which we can really go on good soil work, okay, and show there is a consumer paying for it. That is what is required. So initial first 9 years, we didn't understand this. We were really focused on farming, okay, and trying to work with farmers, okay, and make the farming economics work. That's what we focused, pehle 9 years. But afterwards, okay, we realized, fundamental realization, it happens in every company's life, is वैल्यू फॉर एन एग्रीकल्चरल कमोडिटी फार्म में क्रिएट होता है. उसका रियलाइजेशन होता है मार्केट पे.
Correct.
व्हेन somebody is willing to pay for it. That we had forgotten.
Extremely
Okay,
true.
so therefore when we started linking these together, the work what we are doing on farming, where we are able to produce top quality produce, milk free of antibiotics, are the people willing to pay money for that? We were able to sell double the price of what is happening in the market today. So because consumers realize what's happening in that ecosystem, that is a critical journey. That's when Lakh Capital came and invested with us 40 crores in 2019. And so the journey went on, and in July 22, we raised our Series B, 117 crores.
Wow.
Okay, and recently, December 2023, we closed 250 crores money raise. Okay.
Total.
Okay, 150 crores we exited Lakh Capital.
Wow.
Okay, and
Congrats.
100 crores we got a primary. So this is exactly how we organized. Okay.
So you, I mean, मेरा जो समझ है, you need to be a visionary ये build करने के लिए भी, right? Capital raise करना ज़रूरी है. जैसे आज आप farming से I'm provided you're selling 28-30 products, तो आपके पास वो infrastructure होगा to process that into yogurt, to make that ghee, जो शायद एक normal किसान जो सोच रहा है यार ये तो मेरी बस की बात नहीं है, मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा.
See, farmer needs to be shielded from these complexities. जो कुछ भी खेती बाड़ी कर रहे हैं उनको शील्ड करना चाहिए. उनको क्या बताना है, आप यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स जो कुछ भी आप कर रहे हो, you should work for you. The produce should be world class. Then you get to make good money out of that. That's exactly how the genesis of Akshayakalpa, first 14 years of our existence.
अक्षयकल्पा में आई थिंक 2 पार्टीज बहुत ही ज़रूरी हैं. एक है किसान, दूसरा है कंज्यूमर, राइट? आपने बोला कि आप 1200 फार्मर्स के साथ काम कर रहे हैं. शायद ये पॉडकास्ट देख के या डिफरेंट मीडियम से बहुत सारे किसान आपके साथ जुड़ना चाहें. हाउ डज दैट हैपन? यू आर ओपन टू मोर फार्मर्स वर्किंग विथ यू? यू सेलेक्ट द फार्मर्स? हाउ डज दैट हैपन एग्जैक्टली?
See, Akshayakalpa एक क्लस्टर मॉडल पे वर्क करता है. Right now we are operating 3 clusters. One cluster in Tumkur district in Tiptur. It's around 50 kilometers radius we work. Second cluster is in Chengalpattu district near Madurantakam, Purembakam village in Tamil Nadu. Third cluster, is in and around Shadnagar, outskirts of Hyderabad in Telangana state. Any farmers who want to work in that clusters, they are welcome. They can reach out to us. They can go to our webpage and write to us. That's very simple. We don't work outside these clusters. For example, I can't go and set up a dairy unit in Punjab or in Haryana or Maharashtra. We can't.
Extension you won't be doing.
Extension services we are not able to deliver. We will not set it up. There's a one way where we can work with farmers is only in our clusters.
So you have cluster-based farming. So future may, do you see yourself going to more clusters?
Yes, for example, maybe in and around Manchar, maybe 3-4 years down the line, we want to put on more cluster. So that's what it is right now. First, we want to build the existing 3 clusters. One is outside of Bangalore, another is outside of Chennai, another is outskirts of Hyderabad. Maybe in the outskirts of Mumbai, Pune, we want to build one cluster going forward.
And another thing, so which really amused me or interests me is D2C business in general, direct to consumer जो आप बेच रहे हैं, जो हमारे साथ किसान जुड़ते हैं, a lot of them do D2C, but I feel आज के डेट में D2C is a great way if you especially have the economies of scale to sell to customers because एक layer of margin आपका cut होता है right there. So Akshayakalpa has set up a very good D2C unit. अपना app है where you have all your products. Let's say any farmer, अगर मैं vegetables बेच रहा हूँ, leafy बेच रहा हूँ, capsicum बेच रहा हूँ या dairy farmer हूँ, is D2C a good solution? And if yes, how do you advise कि मैं set up करूँ?
See, the D2C is fairly expensive.
In terms of costing.
Costing. Delivery infrastructure is extremely expensive. And at a farm level, I doubt. Unless you mobilize your neighborhood where they can come and pick up from your facility. Delivering to homes is very difficult proposition.
That's what you're doing, right?
That's what we need, a cluster approach. That's what I'm trying to say. Marketing as a service is required for a farmer. So that what farmer can't do, a clustered approach like organizations like Akshayakalpa can do. So that's the fundamental. That's the reason. Associate with the people whom you can work with. Okay, there are a lot of people, D2C players, they want to procure from you. If they want to really work deeper with you, please associate with them and see how you can really become part of the D2C ecosystem. But being a farmer and standalone and trying to deliver homes in cities is a very difficult proposition.
Costly affair.
Costly affair.
For Akshayakalpa, can you थोड़ा insight दे सकते हैं कि ये D2C network कैसे काम करता है?
So for example, if you take Bangalore as an example, we have got 35 cold stores in Bangalore.
Cold stores, can you simplify for the audience?
Yeah, for example, it's around 200 square feet, where by evening around 12 o'clock, midnight 12 o'clock, all the products going to sit in that cold store.
Every day?
Every day. And morning 4 o'clock, delivery boys come, pick up from that cold store. By 6 o'clock, they deliver it to consumers.
And these delivery boys आप ही के हैं या?
Yes, it's in our roles. Right now, Akshayakalpa operates on close to around 2,000 delivery boys in 3 cities.
2,000?
2,000 delivery boys.
All of these are salaried?
They are part-time. Okay, they work from morning 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. They earn around 11,000 rupees every month. So that's exactly how it is. Bangalore, Hyderabad and Chennai, we have set up this delivery network. They're extremely expensive. Unless you have got economies of scale, you can't operate this.
Wow. And why can we not partner with like others like Blinkit, Zepto, all of these companies?
See, our products are available in Zepto, our products are available in Blinkit, our products are available in Swiggy. Also,
How does one do that?
So very similarly, we go and give it to their dark stores. Okay, they distribute it. Okay, for example, if you look at our monthly business, around 30 crores is our monthly sales. Okay, 50% of that sales comes from our direct business. That is our app business. Around 40% of it comes from the e-commerce players. Okay,
Blinkit, Zepto.
Yeah, and 10% comes from the retail business.
Stores also?
Stores also there. Some stores we are supplying. It comes from that. That's exactly how a consumer can use our app or a existing e-commerce or a quick-com apps. Okay, or retail stores. They can just walk up and pick up our products.
And when we're talking about Blinkit, Zepto, ये महंगा, is that expensive? Because वहाँ तो आपको, you're not paying for the delivery boy, right?
No. So the MRP is the same across all the platforms. Okay, there's no change in the MRP.
Yeah, but for you as a company to partner with Blinkit or Zepto, they must...
We do provide margins to them. So the MRP remains the same. For example, if you buy milk from, let me say, Swiggy Insta, buy from our own app, the price is the same for a consumer.
So multiple distribution platforms you have to be present on. Interesting. So there are some agriculture companies, especially in Pune, and I've spoken to one of my guests, Sanket Mehta. He runs a company called NutriFresh. So they have partnered with more than 180 brands, like let's say McDonald's, Big Basket, and they come and procure from their farm.
Yes.
Does that happen in dairy also?
See, very difficult in a dairy farm to do that is very difficult because dairy value chain is a little bit complicated. So morning and evening you have to pick it up on a right time because it's a fresh produce. Even 1 hour that side, this side is a
Shelf
problem.
life issue.
Yeah, immediately you have to chill. Okay, then you have to get it to processing facility. The value chain is very different. Okay, when you compare to a fresh produce like greens and vegetables. So dairy is very, very sensitive in that sense.
So you need to have your own supply. Right. And जो another question which I want to know, आपको insights होंगे, जो दूसरे companies हैं, let's say in the dairy industry, right? One thing about the dairy industry compared to the vegetable industry is price standardization, right? हम जब दूध का देखते हैं, then company like Amul through the cooperative model, उन्होंने काफ़ी हद तक प्राइस को स्टैंडर्डाइज कर दिया है आज. वेजिटेबल में तो इतना डिमांड सप्लाई के फ्लक्चुएशंस हैं. How are these companies operating and how is it different from Akshayakalpa in terms of quality and in terms of economics as well? Like मैं समझना चाहता हूँ. And another part is कि there's a lot of as a consumer मैं बहुत बार सुनता हूँ कि जो steroid usage होता है cows को to increase their milk output, all of that. Is that true?
So let's primarily understand how the cooperatives operate.
Yeah, cooperative society.
Okay, for example, cooperative movement is the biggest movement. Probably it's a good movement happened. Okay, under Korean. Okay, especially in dairy industry. Okay, Amul is a outcome of that. KMF is a outcome of that.
सबसे biggest Amul है ना?
Yeah. So Understand what are they trying to solve. We need to really understand what are the fundamental problem they're trying to solve. Fundamental problem they're trying to solve is, there is a farmer, he is producing something. I need to give a market access. That's the fundamental change cooperatives did. Can I collect that milk, process it, value add it and sell it? So you go to a village, set up a collection center. Okay, people produce 1 liter, half a liter, quarter liter, 2 liters, 5 liters. Pool that one into a pooling system. Okay, and you get into a chilling center. From chilling center, you take it to a processing unit and you process and market it. That's exactly how the value chain was created. Okay, in terms
पूरा
of
वैल्यू चेन का बिजनेस है.
okay. Here, what is the value add you are adding?
In the vegetable you're talking.
No, in the milk. Okay, if you take milk as an example, in the chilling centers to collection centers to processing facilities, value addition is on the processing side.
100%.
You go there, you take the milk, you make ghee, butter, cheese, paneer, etc., etc., etc. But where the value gets created? It's in the farm. You are not focusing on value creation. You are focusing on value realization. So therefore, what you get out of consumers will be very limited. You need to really create a value to really harness this value in the market. So where is the value it should create at a farm level? How the cows are fed. Okay, how efficient the milk production is. Can the milk be antibiotic free? Okay, is farmer making money? Is the soil is good? Okay, any produce you are producing, is it nutritionally good? That's where the focus is. Value creation has to happen there. But in our entire ecosystem, be it milk business or any other business in India, never ever focuses on the value creation which happens at a farm level.
So those dairy farmers जो अमूल के साथ काम कर रहे हैं, उन लोग value create कर रहे हैं?
See, the challenge here is they are doing whatever they think is right. Okay, now a cooperative system collects that, and passing on that money to the farmer for livelihood. But have they gone deeper into economics of a cow? How it is being fed? Is it being fed enough? Okay, are you getting enough milk out of that cow? So why our cows produce 1,500 kgs versus Israel 12,000 kgs? Why? Nobody focuses on that. So Akshayakalpa focus is there. Can you create a value at the farm? Value realization market will take care. That's exactly what we are doing. So this is the fundamental difference. The way the cooperative is operating today and the way Akshayakalpa is operating today, we are a farming company. We are not a FMCG company. So they're all FMCG companies. They need milk. Farmer produces milk. Okay, and they value add and sell it. It's nothing wrong. Therefore, price standardization has happened. So if you focus on value creation, price, multiples can happen. That's what Akshayakalpa has demonstrated.
So do you ever struggle? आपको कभी भी market में consumers से hesitation होता है कि why are you charging extra? I'm assuming you're charging extra because it's a premium organic produce.
Yes.
So कभी भी consumer hesitant होता है pay करने को?
See, the consumer has questions. Why I need to pay higher? We need to answer that question point blank. Milk is free of antibiotics. Okay, it is organic.
How do you define for milk what is organic? क्योंकि for vegetables we know pest fertilizer नहीं हो.
So for example, जो कुछ भी चारा आप what you are feeding to the cow should be grown in an organic condition. Okay, for example, if you inject an antibiotic to the cow, 60% of milk, that antibiotic comes out in milk. Okay.
That must be dangerous.
Yeah. So dangerous for consumers. Okay, how do we take care of those control systems? Organic defines that. Okay, cow comfort. Okay, where stress hormones. Okay, if you keep tying the cow always, stress hormones come out in milk. Can you leave the cow free?
Is there a way to measure all this, sir?
Yes. They're all measurable. Antibiotic role is measurable. Stress hormones are measurable.
आप लोग करते हैं measure?
Yeah. So we are the first people in the label we have written, milk is free of antibiotics. Nobody in the country able to write that. We are able to write that. So we need to go deeper and deeper into that ecosystem, to tell consumers, hey, this is where actually finally you are paying higher because of value what is being presented to you. Questions are there, we are answering them. I think they are responding. So means what? So the market exists, okay, for this kind of a product.
I want to take आपका dairy का experience and expertise. Do you think the same thing is possible on the vegetable side of things?
Yes. So this is exactly what we have done. For example, if you open our app today, you see some vegetables. Ask that where the vegetables are coming from. It is coming from the same farm. When he has a dairy, he has got an half an acre of vegetables growing.
Same farmer.
Same farmer, okay. Same farmer has got little bit of a backyard poultry, little bit of a vegetables. This is exactly how the ecosystem what we are creating.
Integrated farming.
Integrated farming. So that's the reason diversity of the farm is very critical. So that's what we are doing. It is possible. You have to integrate that one to, let me say, dairy and get the greens and vegetables going.
So even for this, you're saying integration
It is very important.
ज़रूरी है.
Yes.
Right. So next, let's say 5 to 7 years, Indian agriculture, dairy farming, vegetable farming, potato cultivation, how do you see it moving ahead? क्या direction में आपको लगता है जा रहा है?
See, the food production in general in India will undergo a lot of transformation, okay, because of policy issues. Land consolidations will happen. Okay, you will see bigger and bigger farms. Okay, and
India land holding size बहुत छोटा है.
बहुत छोटा है, वो consolidation हो जाएगा.
कैसे होगा?
Okay, for example, now the land acquisition acts will come in. Okay, will enable corporates to acquire more land. Okay, and we'll do corporatization of most of the farming ecosystems in India.
Is that a good thing?
It's not a good thing. It's not a very good thing for farming in general. Okay, the challenge why this is happening is we have concluded that small farming is not viable because land holdings are very small. This is not viable.
It isn't, right?
Okay, so it is not. It is true. That's the truth. So therefore, how do we solve this problem? So policymakers' question is, how do we solve? Consolidate the land, okay, mechanize it, okay, give a lot more inputs and do the farming. That's a policymaker view. But if you really look at a ground level view, what needs to change is we need to reimagine how the farming is done. Okay, so that's what models like Akshayakalpa, we are trying to prove an antithesis to what policymakers are saying. Small farms are viable. That's what we are trying to prove. So therefore, next 50 years, you can imagine, and consolidation will happen. We can't stop it because people are migrating to cities and there's nobody to farm. When they migrate, they sell off their lands and they'll migrate. So that's exactly what will happen.
Farming, Akshayakalpa farmer, what's the उनका average land holding size कितना होता है?
So very interesting question. Okay, I was wondering why you didn't ask that. Akshayakalpa farmers, average land holding by ownership is 2 acres. Okay, and he is cultivating 6 acres. Remaining 4 acres he is leasing. Okay, 2 acres by ownership. Remaining 4 to 5 acres he leases.
To whom?
From neighborhood farmers who are left farming. So that's exactly how we have enabled. That's the reason I'm telling we have to reimagine how the farming is done. Today, farming is done based on ownership. We have to break that and say enable leasing models very easily so that farmers can easily lease the land from neighborhood farmer, okay, who has actually left the land fallow and do good farming. It is possible.
So that जो 4 एकड़ है उसमें क्या खेती हो रहा है?
So same thing, fodder, okay, greens, vegetables.
There वो भी अक्षयकल्पा के ecosystem में
अक्षयकल्पा ecosystem में.
Oh, लेकिन वो farming कोई और कर रहा है.
Correct.
Interesting. How did you think of that model?
No, that's very important. When you go to village पे आप जाएंगे तो this is very obvious. So much land is fallow. Cultivation नहीं हो रहा है. छोड़ के जा चुके हैं. कहाँ जगह है उन्होंने? वो गए कैब ड्राइवर बन गए, कि किसी ने वॉचमैन बन गए. उनके पास लैंड है. हमको क्या करना है? जो कुछ भी इंटरेस्टेड फार्मर है उसके साथ बैठ के ये देखो ऐसे हो रहा है. आपके पास 2 एकड़ है. आप नेबरहुड में 3, 4, 5 एकड़ मिल सकता है क्या? आप देखो.
वो लैंड परचेज कौन करता है?
नहीं परचेज नहीं, इसे लीज होना चाहिए.
लीज कौन?
फार्मर विल लीज. ओके, पर एकड़ per annum you will pay.
Understood.
You know what is the average lease cost per acre per annum per acre?
How much?
5,000 rupees.
How?
That's such cheap.
How so
Leasing
less?
a land is so cheap. Okay, so that's the reality of farming.
So उसमें कैपिटल भी उसका ब्लॉक नहीं हो रहा है.
Correct.
उसको
5,000 rupees pay कर लो, 1 acre मिलेगा. Okay, now if you got 25,000 rupees per month per annum, if you can put it aside, you will get 5 acres lease for you. So that's the reality. If you go deep down into villages.
Understood.
We should not think from a commercial angle. We should think from a farming angle. Farmers knows that this is exactly what works.
Interesting. That leasing concept बहुत interesting है कि वो I think that gives the farmer more security also.
Yes.
Right. So now as an aspiring entrepreneur मैं आपसे कुछ business questions personal agenda के लिए पूछना चाहता हूँ, right? You said you have a team of more than 1,000 people today and आपने start किया था वो 27 लोग में से और 9 लोग people quit their job to start Akshayakalpa. From 9 to 1,000 revenue, everything aside, business aside, I feel building a team requires a huge amount of skills. Especially अगर आप extension service दे रहे हैं किसान को, profiling बनाना हर individual का, वो offer देना. What does it take to build such a large team? And how have you progressed? अब 10-15 साल आपको भी हो गए. How has the journey progressed? Has the funding also helped a lot in terms of building the team? What is usually required to build such a team?
See, I can only share what I have done. Okay.
Yes, 100%.
To build a long-term vision, we can't have 1,000 people with that vision. What we need to focus is a core team, 10 to 15, 20 people who actually can think alike. Okay, they bring in lot of value from various areas. That's what we focused on initially. For example, to build an extension service, we can't hire a lateral. Okay, you can't hire a lateral and build a team. So day one we realized that.
नहीं हो
So
पाएगा.
wo paega. So then what we did, we hired some good guys whom we thought just out of college, absolutely no background in farming. 14, 15 years we taught them, handheld them. Now, for example, if we take Rajiv, who heads our extension farming business, he manages 1,200 farmers. Okay, and he was just out of college in 2010, I hired him. Okay, and now in 14 years, we have brought him to a level where he handles this entire farming business of Akshayakalpa. So that is the vision required, to build companies like this. Lot of things, what happen is, for example, hey, sales wala chahiye, okay, jalo, we get the sales guy, okay, you get a farming guy. It doesn't work like that.
Core team और अच्छा
Yes, yeah, core team is very critical. So building that one took me around 14 years. Of course, capital did help. For example, I hired my CFO. Okay, till 2019, there was no CFO in the company. 2019, we are a 30 crore business, okay? And I was a CMO, I was a CFO, I was a CEO. Okay, I was everything, okay? But I started building the team 2019. I hired Tony, okay? And he has done amazing work in last 6 years, okay? So likewise, okay, we have built a team over a period of time, okay? It is not a just outcome of 1 or 2 years. It is not possible, okay? This one is, as a founder, you need to spend a lot of time with teams to build them, into, what is required to be delivered at the end. It's very important.
आपके लिए what is next for Akshayakalpa? Do you want to make this a legacy business? Do you seek an exit? What's your dream? What's your passion? What do you see in the next few years?
See, next 5 years, right now we handle around 1,200 farmers. Next 5 years, probably we would like to handle around 3,000 farmers. Okay, bring them, into this grade. And go deeper and deeper further in farming.
All in South India?
So mostly it will be South India. Only we want to focus, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, maybe Pune and Mumbai at best. So that's what we want to do. We want to stay focused on what we are doing. Handle around 3,000 farmers. We don't want to exit the business, and we want to really go deeper and deeper, and get right investors who understand what we are doing.
And the investors generally who आप जिसके साथ जुड़ते हैं, they also don't seek an exit. Like, what is for them to invest in a company? They also know कि ये long-term game है.
Yes.
What are the vision they are joining with?
See, for example, if you take a low capital, it's an impact investment, fund, so they invested because the work what we are doing with farmers, okay, and of course they do need an exit. Okay, we need to make sure that when you take that money, our exit horizons are properly communicated. For example, I had promised them I will give them an exit in 2024. I exited them at least 3 months before, 2024. Profitably, okay. And we raised money from British government, BII, British International Investment. and with a clear mandate on what's happening on the farm side, climate side. Okay, Rain Matter supported us in critical times. Okay, and so far they've invested 3 times with us.
Rain Matter.
Rain Matter.
The Kamath brothers.
Yes. Okay, and 2011 they invested. 22 they invested. 2021 they invested. 22 they invested. 23 they invested.
You spend a lot of time with them?
So I spend every 3 months, around 2 hours with Nitin.
Nitin Kamath.
Okay, Nitin
How is
Kamath.
he as a person?
I think, amazing. They may be once in a lifetime human beings. Okay, and they think very holistically, and they also know that there are business challenges. They are not in a hurry, and they are invested in companies like us because the changes what we have bought in, especially on the climate side, making farms resilient is what actually is driving them. Okay, they are not seeking any exit in near term. Okay, but one day we need to exit them. Okay, we are aware of that. But they have been extreme big support for us. British government is a great support for us. And of course, recently we bought A91 partners. Okay, they also understand limitations of this business.
I mean, लोग को लगता है farming easy है, but reality में
it's not at all easy. See, if you treat farming as a commodity and sell it, it is easy. Koi just black box, okay, and something comes out of farming. You just put a system to handle output. It is easier. If you focus on producing that output itself, is very tough. That's where Akshayakalpa is focused on. Tougher side of the problem in an efficient way, can we farm? That's what we are looking at.
Right, sir. And अगर आपको हमारे, again I'll ask this, you have to give, based on everything, I'm sure जो audience has have picked up a lot of insights, but you have to give them one message from your experience to aspiring agripreneurs, I would say, people who want to start business in agriculture, who want to take up farming. एक advice उनको आप क्या देना चाहेंगे?
See, the farming now is a fundamental to our existence. हम जो कुछ भी existence है, the energy, proteins, vitamins, everything comes out of farming.
Farming, food.
Food, okay. Any agripreneur who wants to get into in this field, this is an amazing field with a huge potential. But this potential can only be harnessed, and harvested if you start working at the fundamental root of this problem, that is soil. We have lost our soils. And any company who wants to work on soils and create a value, I think there's a great value for everybody. There's a farmer, there's a consumer.
Is it too late, sir? क्या बहुत late हो गया to recharge soil?
Yes, I think we have lost the bus. Okay, but we all have egos, no? For example, I also keep thinking, Akshayakalpa is an ego trip. We don't want to give up. We want to do it. But I'm not saying any entrepreneur take an ego trip, but there are opportunities. Okay, there are still areas in which we can farm very profitably. If you take Ganges Belt, okay, amazing area for farming. Bihar, okay, in under that area is one of the most beautiful soils you can ever see. They are pristine, okay, and unfortunately farmers are most poorest.
Why?
Okay, because the structural issues which have been there for ages. Somebody can go and create value there to work with those farmers and create value. I think the lifetime changes can be done there in those kind of belts. Okay. So to my final view on this is there's a huge potential. Okay, we need to really select area at which we work. I think farming is one of the fundamental aspects of farming. And any company who wants to work there, I think the potential is huge.
So before we wrap up, one question I really wanted to take your view on is previously I'd heard you talk about subsidies also, right? I want to understand subsidy का structure dairy farming में कैसे होता है? Agriculture में भी बहुत subsidies हैं state level पे, central level पे, right? Do you think subsidy is helping farmer or is it not empowering them? Because I have mixed opinions on this. I want to understand what is your take?
The input subsidy is a disaster. Okay, for example, if you are giving something subsidy as an input, okay, yes, for example, now you got chemical manures, they are subsidized. by state, okay, the governments, and then it goes to the farmers. Okay, it's a problem. But where we need to subsidize, okay, is creating services. Okay, is what subsidization is required. For example, if farmer is growing something and there's a pest attack, can somebody rush there and help him? Hey, this is what you need to do immediately. Next half an hour, can you take an action?
उस पे सब्सिडी होना है.
That services need to be subsidized, not the inputs going into farming. So the input subsidies are creating big problems. First problem is you're subsidizing the input. Okay. Second problem is you're not creating the market good enough to give you the remuneration to people who are working in this level. So the MSP system, broken MSP system. MSP system is broken today. Okay. So the big challenge is out there. So therefore, input subsidization is a big problem in my opinion. Services needs to be subsidized at a length. Veterinary services, para-veterinary services, agronomy services, okay, extension services, soil management services, pest management services. You imagine things, those needs to be subsidized. State has to put money there. Right now, money is not going there. Money is going in subsidizing chemical fertilizers.
Even tools, for example, Polyhouse, they say...
Yes. So, say there's an amazing intervention, okay, but afterwards what happens? You subsidized a Polyhouse. It actually creates a value. It's an asset. If the asset has to perform, some extension service needs to exist. What crop you need to grow? What is the market exists? If a crop has a problem, how do we give services? Those needs to be really thought through.
Interesting. That's a very अच्छा take है वो मैं कभी उसके बारे में सोचा नहीं था. Wow, I think so. मेरे लिए तो ये dairy का एक master class हो गया end to end. I learned so much from how the milk goes from all the way to a cow to a consumer.
Yeah.
That whole value, it's a whole value chain business if I'm right? And जो भी लोग ये podcast देख रहे हैं, I hope they're able to pick up insights आपसे. And people who want to join in, then I'll mention the clusters in the description where Sir's farms are present. आप join कर सकते हैं, you can become a part of this journey. And the major advantage any farmer will get is the support system. What I've learned is individually for a farmer to be successful is a lot more difficult as against you become an ecosystem. Right. So thank you so much, sir, for your time. It's been an honor talking to you. And we will definitely catch up. I will meet you at your farm again.
Very much.
And we'll see how we can learn more from Akshayakalpa.
Yeah, looking forward to host you, Abhinav. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
for
sir.
this opportunity. Thank you.
My pleasure, sir. Thank you.